Greetings, programs. Guess what? It's Formula One season. That's right. We say this every single year, but I think this might be the best year for Formula One ever. There's a whole bunch of new regulations coming in. We've got 22 cars on the grid. I think it's going to be a fun year. So we're going to break down some of the regulations. We're going to have a look at some of the drivers and just talk about what we're most excited about for Formula One. Let's go. So let's just have a quick look at some of the driver lineups, just so we understand where we're sitting with the teams. We've got Pierre Gasly and Colapinto still at Alpine. Fernando Alonso, I don't even know why I'm mentioning Lance Stroll, because literally Fernando is running that whole team. Sitting at Aston Martin, Gabriel Bortoleto and Nico Hulkenberg at the Audi team. Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas sitting in Cadillac. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton is in Ferrari. Esteban Ocon Behrman in Haas. We got Nando Loris sitting in McLaren with Oscar Piastri as well. We got George Russell sitting and Kimi Antonelli in Mercedes. Yes, I like to switch around their names. Okay, Liam Lawson. We have a brand new rookie, Arvid Lindeblad in Racing Bulls. Fun fact, Lindeblad doesn't have his driver's license and literally is driving a Formula One car. Same story as Kimi Antonelli. I find it hilarious. Anyway, Max Verstappen and Isaac Hadjar, who is now entering the cursed seat at Red Bull. I don't know how he's going to form. I think he might do well. I feel like he's a good complement to Max Verstappen. I think he has a very aggressive driving style. I think he drives with very much a hyper amount, well, not a hyper amount, but a good amount of oversteer, which is very similar to how Max drives, but he is at Red Bull's main team. And we've got Carlos and Alexander at Williams. That is the driver lineup. Interesting to have 22 cars on the grid. Never happened before. This is why I'm saying this might be a very exciting year for Formula One. So that is the driver lineup for 2026. Let's have a look at some of the regulations. So I think the biggest thing to kick off for 2026 is a brand new era of cars, and that always brings with it challenges. New teams rise up. It's a great level for innovation and development within the aero teams and the power unit teams. It's a great place to start a Formula One season, especially with the cars being narrower, being shorter, being lighter, being more nimble. I'm really hoping it's gonna make the cars a little quicker to chase someone in front of them, which is gonna mean we want more overtakes. That's what we really all want in Formula One. We want action, bro. We don't want people winning by 23 seconds with 500 points with 5 races to go. So I think a big focus, since we're talking about aerodynamics and a complete change to cars, is the underneath of the car. In the last era of regulations was lasted from 2022 to 2025. That whole long ground effect tunnels, that's kind of gone, and we're saying hello to like a flatter floor, which is going to lead to less downforce and a higher ride height. You're going to have more variations in, the setups of the cars. It just allows for drivers to have more options and teams to have more options when you're attacking, defending, all of that jazz. Something that has been very interesting from some of the videos I've seen is both the front and rear wings will be simpler. Basically means they have less elements in them. So the rear beam wings will be no more, while at the under end of the car, the front wing will now feature like narrower elements. The outer sections of the front wing will also offer potentially new areas of development. So the front wing heavily influences the car's overall performance, which is a very, very big change. So the biggest wing change that we have seen coming out of all of the news that we heard is the introduction of active aero. That basically means the cars can adjust the angle of both their front and back wings depending on where they are on the track, which is huge for maintaining position, maintaining grip around corners, and maintaining a good following distance to the car in front of them if they're chasing. So I think that's a massive, massive boost for the cars. What this means for DRS, because we were all told that DRS is falling away, it is in fact falling away in its current form. But the rear wing flaps can be opened on every designated straight without the need to be within 1 second of the car in front of you, which is definitely gonna bring rise to more overtakes. Even though I'm saying that, I think if everyone is getting the chance and you have a car that's performing better than others, well, they're gonna get that same benefit if they're in front. So will the cars in the back be able to catch them? These are the questions that we're gonna answer in the season. So there have been a lot of changes to the engines, but the core is still a 1.6 liter V6 turbocharged hybrid engine. The only difference here is that there is a direct split 50-50 between electrical and petrol power. It's a very big change for previous generations. And it's going to be interesting because, you know, a lot of the big car manufacturers, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, all have a lot of experience with EV engines. They've all been experimenting in commercial EV engines. So I'm sure that their research and development teams will have a bit of a cut above some of the other teams that perhaps don't have as much experience and are just straight basic Formula One teams. So very interesting on how that's gonna play out in the new season. And the cool thing about Formula One, even though you get all these protesters out there saying, Formula One uses so much fuel, how can you do this? Well, guess what? The Formula One is the leading sport in the world that works on sustainable fuel, that doesn't use food biomass. They are always pushing the limits when it comes to research and development on using sustainable fuel sources. It's an incredible feat from Formula One that kind of gets distributed to the rest of the world once they find something that's actually workable. So that is always and constantly being worked on, which is great. I love it. So that's kind of the basic rule and regulations. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that FIA has released, but this is kind of the overall summary of the big points that we need to know for Formula One. So we're going to have a look at some of the liveries that have come out for the Formula One cars and some of my favorites. I'm not going to look at all of them. I'm just going to look at a few that I found were really, really cool. I'm a giant Mercedes fan, so obviously Mercedes is the first car I'm going to look at. And it looks mean. Look, it looks very much the same. I put this in maybe a B tier. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just I've seen other cars that look incredible. But as you can see, the front wing looks very different. The back wing, very different. The car definitely looks sleeker, faster. So very, very interesting by Mercedes. I say B class, even though I'm a Mercedes fan. Okay. The Audi, bro. Yo, the Audi looks insane. That color scheme, silver, orange, and black looks incredible. That Audi looks mad. I can't wait to see this thing on track. The R26, man, that's going to be really, really dope. I'm pumped to see it. I'm pumped to see it. The Haas. I think the Haas is probably the best livery so far. They're really good with their lines. The paint job is incredible. It really flows with the car. The front wing just melds into the rest of it with the back. It's just a really clever color scheme. It's not overly done. You can actually see that it's Haas. I love it. That's probably S tier for me. The Racing Bulls, I mean, it's okay, right? It's not anything to write home about. It looks cool. Sure. I would say B tier as well. Yeah. They're still using the same tires, by the way. 18-inch tires. Nothing's changed on the tires, so yeah. The Red Bull, again, same. It looks cool. I'm happy with it. It's nothing to write home about either. So I definitely put this probably in an A tier for the Red Bull car. It does look great. I do like the more black on the car and the more accentuated blues and the bulls on the car. Very, very cool. Now, the one that I really want to talk about is Ferrari. Let's have a look here. Oh, that looks great. Look, there's lots of red. Oh, wait. What percentage of the car is what? For God's sake. This is Ferrari. We're talking about Ferrari. Why is everything what? I can't understand how these sponsors get so much say with this. Jesus Christ. How much is HP paying for this? My God. No, I don't like this, bro. I don't like this white. It takes away. It's such a huge spot. They must be paying billions, bro. I mean, why don't you just make the HP white and then just stick it on the red? And then have a red car. That HP logo is huge on there. This doesn't make sense to me, man. The rest of it looks good. Ferrari always looks good. I love the black wing. That's always great. The black front wing is always good. That's always stock standard. It looks cool. The car's great. I definitely put this in an A tier. I just wish HP would calm down. My God. They just want to destroy the Ferrari. We just want a plain red car. I don't know how you guys are Ferrari fans. I swear to God, you guys must be traumatized on a daily basis. Between this and 1 week you're winning and the next week you're in the wall and then you're dealing with Lewis Hamilton and then you're dealing with Fred Vasseur and technical difficulties and the team drama and the water in the seats and your car. My God. You guys need some... You guys must drink heavily when you watch these races, is all I'm saying. Hopefully this year they're gonna... I want Ferrari to win. I'm a Mercedes fan, but honestly, I always root for Ferrari because it's good for the sport, it's good for the Tifosi, it's good for everything if Ferrari wins. I'm just So that's a brief little overview of what we can expect in 2026, guys. I am really excited for the season. Again, we say this every year. We say Formula One this year is gonna be the best ever, and then some team ends up winning by 400 points and 5 races to go. I hope we don't get that this year. I think we're all wanting a bit of a challenge. I think we all want to see podium positions being switched up by a bunch of different teams. I'm really hoping that 22 cars on the grid will add an element of randomness and, you know, a bit of chaos that will shake up the grid on a regular basis, because that's what I think we all want to see. All drivers coming back like Sergio Perez and Bottas. I want to know from you guys what your expectations are for the season, and what do you think the biggest challenge for the teams are going to be for 2026? I would love to know. Also, please subscribe and like to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I stream all the races live. I don't know if I'm going to be doing qualifying, but I definitely stream all of the races this year. I stream it live on YouTube. I can't actually show you the full video, but I've got unhinged comments and commentary that I make. I absolutely love doing it, so I'm really passionate. I scream like a little girl and I swear like a trooper. So if you want to watch some unhinged Formula One, or even at least put it on as commentary, I'd really appreciate some support. It'd be great. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.